The results for Sugar Mass 48 are in. The street activity results see best large Juve troop going to Red Devils, winning with 369.5 points. First runner-up, Grandmasters Addicts, Don't Cut No Style, 344 points. Second runner-up, Fantasy, with 276 points. And third runner-up, Chatterbox Juve, 269.5 points. Small Juve Troop of the Year went to Real Jab Jab 2.0 with 393 points. First runner-up, Explosion, with 348.5 points. Road Match winner went once again to Grandmasters Band with Lift Off the Stress with 88.8%. First runner-up, New Vibes International, area code 869 with 84.64%. Second runner-up, Collision Band, Dust in Wind, Paint and Powder with 82.77%. And third runner-up, Small Axe Band with Stink and Dutty with 76.97%. Best Individual Mass winner was Romain Belgrade with the Best Lodging Goose, 418 points. Troop of the Year winner is Ultra Carnival with 642 points. First runner-up, Luke's Carnival with 608 points. Largest troop winner, Ultra Carnival, 105%. King of the Band winner, Ultra Carnival, 600 points. And Queen of the Band, once again, Ultra Carnival, 627 points. First troop to launch, winner, Luke's Carnival. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. As of the end of November 2019, over £7 million of scrap metal were exported from St. Kitts, disclosed the General Manager of the St. Kitts Solid Waste Management Corporation, the SWMC, Mr. Keith LePhilip. Mr. Phillip made this disclosure during a recent edition of the corporation's weekly radio show, Talking Trash, on Win FM 98.9.
We exported over £7 million of old vehicles, older metals, from the island. So that part of our functioning during the course of this year was a very successful one. We were able to clean up parts of the landfill where we've had old vehicles for a number of years. We were able to go into a number of communities and remove the old vehicles.
Mr. Phillips said the corporation collected over 2,500 old vehicles from across the island.
And if memory serves, we would have collected over 2,500 old vehicles from various aspects of from various areas, of the country. And so that is one of the areas that we are going to continue next year and strengthen.
Meanwhile, Anita Lake, SWMC Collections Manager, disclosed that about 207 notices were served for derelict vehicles.
We would have been serving notices for derelict vehicles. I went to the record yesterday and I noticed that we served approximately 207 notices for derelict vehicles.
I think the public waiting on the statistics. I think they've been asking and that. Wow,
yes,
yeah, that's so good.
I'm happy to know. I also look at the fixed penalties, and sometimes persons think that we just give warning, but no, we also issue tickets, and looking at our statistics, we were able to issue over 51 tickets during fixed penalty tickets during 2019.
The SWMC in 2019 launched a campaign to help remove derelict vehicles from the island. In partnership with the US-based company Enclave, derelict vehicles and scrap metal dumped on the landfill were crushed and baled to be shipped from the island. In October 2018, the SWMC announced an amnesty that allows for the disposal of derelict vehicles at the landfill and white goods such as old refrigerators, stoves, and washing machines, without charging for the service. Persons were responsible for picking up and transporting of these items to the landfill for disposal. That amnesty was extended into the first part of 2019. A section of the landfill was cleared and reserved for Enclave to operate their machinery in crushing and baling the scrap metals.
Captain Michael Mackenzie of the 2012-03, better known as the MV Big Red Boat, said his recent arrest may have been instigated by the owner of a hotel on Frigate Bay Beach. Captain Mackenzie, a Canadian, has been visiting St. Kitts and Nevis for several years, making multiple visits in 2019 as he explored investment opportunities in the Federation. According to McKenzie, the vessel was duly authorized and certified by customs to be in the waters of St. Kitts and Nevis and to be anchored at the eastern end of Frigate Bay, as had become the normal arrangement for his boat. The captain of the MV BRB said he always ensured that he abided by the law and the instructions of customs on each visit to the island. But unexpectedly and without explanation, Captain Mackenzie said he was commanded to move the boat by officers of the St. Kitts and Nevis Coast Guard on separate occasions, although he had customs permission to be anchored in Frigate Bay. The captain said that about a week after returning to St. Kitts in November, the Coast Guard turned up and again demanded that he move the vessel. But Mackenzie believes that the issue has arisen because the owner of the hotel on Frigate Bay does not want his boat in the bay.
We were approached by the Coast Guard, again demanding us to move the boat, saying that we've been directed to move the boat. And I had spoken to a lawyer about it before we had left, and she said that it was clear that there was a favor being done for a certain hotelier in Frigate Bay. The Timothy Beach Resort apparently had the proprietor had decided that he didn't want my boat in front of his hotel, which in fact it's not, but he just had something against the boat. And he had approached crew members, my crew members, never approached me. I don't even know what the fellow looks like, never exchanged a hello with him because I don't know who he is. He did approach my crew members, which approached me and told me that he said that the boat had to be moved, etc. And he had talked to multiple people on the beach and complained about it. And again, I just thought, well, I just disregarded it. We were there legally, so I didn't see any issue.
Did the Coast Guard itself explain why it wanted you to move?
No, there was zero explanation.
It was just a demand.
It was a complete demand, and it's all been videoed. There wasn't even a good afternoon, hello, how are you? It was aggressive.
Mackenzie said he is interested in investing part of his business on St. Kitts and wants the matter sorted out, saying he has always believed that St. Kitts and Nevis was a country governed by laws, and he had the required permission to be anchored in Frigate Bay. Glenn Bart for SKN Newsline. While St. Kitts and Nevis were among islands that felt the effects of an early morning earthquake on 7th January, it was communities on Puerto Rico that bore the brunt of the 6.4 magnitude earthquake. Residents in southern cities of Puerto Rico are now dealing with the numerous damaged houses, falling electricity poles, and broken water mains. Recent reports coming out of Puerto Rico spoke of many people running into the roads and open spaces during the earthquake, and some said it felt as if it would last forever. The 6.4 magnitude earthquake comes after residents were shaken by a 5.8 earthquake the day before on Monday. The center of both earthquakes was just off the south coast of Puerto Rico. At least one man was killed and dozens are injured in the quake, an official stated. Collapsed walls, split roads, piles of rubble, and cracked walls in homes and business places are common in some parts of southern Puerto Rico. There have been numerous aftershocks as emergency officials continue to assess the damage. Sources say that restoring electricity in some parts of the country may take several days. Glenn Bart for SKN Newsline.
There will be a by-election in District 5 to replace the vacant position left by retired Nevis Reformation Party representative Mr. Joseph Parry. So disclosed NRP leader Rebelto Hector in paying tribute to Mr. Parry last week. Mr. Parry announced that he will be retiring from active politics after more than 3 decades in the political arena.
Many of us will conclude that throughout his active political life, Mr. Parry was a model of what a true politician should exemplify. He took the job of representation seriously and placed the advancement of his people and his country above party and politics. He fought for his people and his country, giving the highest service with integrity and distinction. He was a trusted advocate and a champion for our nation's residents. He was by far one of the greatest statesmen to ever answer the call of public service to our fledgling country. His tenure of service at the local, national, and regional level spanned over some 3 decades. His list of accomplishments as a member of the executive branch of government and parliamentarian is long, revered, and transformational. For him, we know it has been the honor of a lifetime to serve his constituents and his country.
Mr. Hector paid a glowing tribute to Mr. Parry for his years of service to Nevis.
Having been re-elected for a 6th consecutive term, in 2017, his parliamentary seat now falls vacant and will be subjected to a by-election within 90 days of the occurrence of the said vacancy, and we would face yet another election, constitutionally due in 2022. He has assured us that he will continue to make sure that the ideals, values, goals, and philosophy of the Nevis Reformation Party is truly embodied in the representative that replaces him by giving the support and mentorship that is critical for success in representational politics.
Mr. Parry was the lone member of the opposition NRP in the Nevis Island Assembly after the 2017 elections. He was saluted by Premier Mark Brantley for his service in public office.
Having already left the leadership of his party, he has now sent communication to indicate that he is leaving the representation of his constituency, which is St. Thomas's. I wanted to take an opportunity on behalf of the Cabinet to extend best wishes to Mr. Parry on his new journey, to thank him for the years of service that he has given to the people of St. Thomas's and to the people of Nevis. He has served in various capacities as a Minister of Government, both at the federal level and at the local level. He has served as the Premier of Nevis, the highest office in Nevis. He has served as a member of the opposition. And I believe that on any measure, he would have made a contribution over the past 3 decades plus.
Mr. Parry also served as leader of the NRP until 2018 and Premier of Nevis from 2006 through 2013. I am Jacinthia Tishiro for SKN Newsline.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
You care about what goes on your skin. You care about the ingredients, organic and natural products. We have Rituals brand, Victoria's Secret, and much more. Discover the collection of prestige natural beauty. There are too many chemicals. Time to change. Go to Lucky's Duty Free at King's Pavilion Hotel on Bay Road, Bastyr. Treat yourself as a princess. Also, Bath and Body Works coming soon. Check us out on Facebook. Open hours are from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Give us a call, 466-7059. Lucky's Duty Free.
Quality Diagnostic Laboratory, your newest partner in your healthcare. We offer the latest in on-island clinical laboratory testing. A comprehensive range of blood tests, urine tests, stool and other testing such as cholesterol and sugar testing, as well as hormone, kidney and liver functions, and many more. Quality Diagnostic Laboratory is located at the corner of Keon Street and Fines Avenue, opposite the Greenlands pasture. Our opening hours from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday are designed with you in mind. We are also open on Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. for your further convenience. Call or contact us at 465-6657 or email us at info@qualitydiagnosticlab.com. Quality Diagnostic Laboratory. Excellence in performance.
Banners, commercial signs, decal printing, canvas prints, license plates, posters. We at Multigraphics are dedicated to providing quality products and service to our customers. Our team takes pride in the craftsmanship and is passionate about its work. Every job, large or small, is important. Most of our customers come to us through referrals. That's because our number one priority is service. We serve a wide variety of customers, such as restaurants, retail stores, manufacturers, trucking companies, and many more. Our capabilities include design, production, and installation. How can we help? We are located at Bird Rock at the Woods Right compound. Call us at 869-763-1511 or 784-491-7599. Multigraphics.
The anti-narcotic unit of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force destroyed large quantities of narcotics in its first disposal activity for 2020. Contraband of cocaine and marijuana, as well as other packages released by the court, were burnt at a Connery site on the morning of 14 January 2020. The packages of cocaine and marijuana were seized by a police-led operation in November of 2019. Sergeant Colin Phipps, head of the anti-narcotic unit, spoke of the seizure of the large quantity of cocaine in a multi-institutional operation involving customs, defense force, and police, and reminds residents that drug trafficking and use are still serious and chargeable offenses.
We seized 124 brick packages from MV Pixie, which is a pleasure yacht. However, the 124 brick packages weighed a total of 136 kilograms of cocaine. And today, the 124 brick package is destroyed by fire. No one was arrested for the drugs. Also, a general reminder, yes, it is allowed 15 grams of cannabis. However, we all know that the juggler has been amended, where 15 grams is the legal limit that one could have. But bear in mind, anything over 15 grams is arrestable. You could be charged with possession of cannabis with intent to supply.
Sergeant Phipps said during 2020, the operations of the anti-narcotics unit will be further intensified as the efforts will continue to fight narcotic trafficking in the Federation. Glenn Bart for SKN Newsline.
Political pollster Peter Wickham believes the government may want to call elections around February, close to their 5th anniversary in office. Elections are constitutionally due in May 2020, as the last elections were on February 16, 2015. Mr. Wickham was speaking on the radio program Let's Talk St. Kitts and Nevis on Thursday, aired on SKN Newsline's sister radio station, Voice of the Caribbean Radio.
I think it will be the first election that we'll be having this year. My expectation is that the Prime Minister has, I believe, technically until about May. However, one would assume that he would want to keep as close as possible to the 5-year anniversary, which would be in February.
Speaking of the two sides to contest this election, Mr. Wickham said the Team Unity government, based on his last polling, is stronger on the ground than the opposition St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party. However, he is uncertain of the allegiance of the majority of overseas-based voters.
Our polling that we've done in our organization has showed that the Team Unity government has been able to neutralize the level of opposition. It has been able to gain not only equal level of popular support, but marginally more popular support than the opposition has at this time. And in terms of the ratings of the Prime Minister, our polls have consistently showed that the ratings are higher than that of Dr. Denzel Douglas. So I think that the Team Unity government is all set. The one challenge I continue to have regarding St. Kitts politics is this overseas vote. that in a situation where you have marginal seats, one can never be sure how the overseas vote will go. And I think that will be the one factor that we cannot take into consideration that can make a difference. But certainly on the ground, I believe that the team unity government is in a good position to retain office when the election is called.
As for the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, Mr. Wickham said they are capable of winning the next election.
In fact, the popular vote that the Labour Party can lay claim to in the last election, a lot of it was imported, which basically means that for them, the election strategy has to be two things. One, you get all of your people on the ground to come out and vote, and secondly, that you look to import as many people as you can. And clearly, that is the winning strategy that they have presented. They have a good chance of winning, and I have not for 1 minute attempted to suggest or to discount their chance of winning. But I think that their winning is based on two strategies. One, holding on to the base, while the second strategy is to import voters.
The Team Unity Coalition, comprised of three political parties, the People's Labour Party and the People's Action Movement on St. Kitts and the Concerned Citizen Movement on Nevis. The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party won the popular vote in 2015, but lost the election on the number of constituencies won, as Team Unity holds 7 of the 11 seats, the Labour Party 3, and the Nevis Reformation Party 1. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. An incident in which a man was shot and injured during an armed robbery is being investigated by police. Close to 4 a.m. on January 17, 2020, an armed masked assailant entered the home of Shaquem Joseph of Ponds Extension. According to police, investigations have so far revealed that the assailant demanded items be handed over and injured the victim at some point during the incident. The victim was taken to the JNF hospital where he is warded in a stable condition. The police responded, as well as members of the forensic unit. Items of evidential value were taken into police custody and investigations into the matter are ongoing. Persons with information about this incident are asked to contact the Violent Crimes Unit at 467-1887, 467-1888, or 662-3468. Persons can also contact the nearest police station or call the crime hotline at 707. In other police news, 21-year-old Renel Daniel of Westbury has been charged for causing the death of Melissa Lawrence, aged 42 years old, of Newcastle, Nevis. Following an autopsy on Lawrence's body on Tuesday, January 14th, it was concluded that her death was due to a pulmonary embolism, which is blood clot in the lungs, due to a fractured leg as a result of the traffic accident. Lawrence was one of 4 occupants of a vehicle that was involved in a traffic accident on January 1st. The accident occurred along the Allen Main Road in Cotton Ground, Nevis. It involved a vehicle P6654 owned by Terence Wyatt of Newcastle, but was being driven by Renel Daniel. Circumstances are that about 4:20 a.m., the vehicle was traveling in the direction of Newcastle and collided with a wall when it got in the vicinity of Nelson Spring. The driver and all 3 passengers were taken to the Alexandria Hospital for medical attention. On January 15th, Mr. Daniel was charged for the offenses of causing death by dangerous driving, driving without a driver's license, and driving without insurance. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. Police are investigating an incident in which a man was fatally wounded in the Newtown area sometime after 9 p.m. on January 24th. Investigations so far have revealed that 28-year-old Kennedy Isles of Taylor's Village, who resided at Sandown Road, was outside his home when he was approached by an armed assailant who opened fire at him. He was wounded several times about the body and succumbed to his injuries at the scene. The district medical officer arrived at the scene and pronounced him dead. Members of the forensics unit visited and processed the scene and collected several items of evidential value. The police are making an appeal to anyone who might have any information in relation to this incident to call the Violent Crimes Unit at 467-1887, 662-3468, or their nearest police station. Persons can also share information using the crime hotline at 707. Investigations into this matter are ongoing. The deceased, Kennedy Isles, played football for the Newtown Football Club and the St. Kitts Nevis senior men's national team. The St. Kitts Nevis Football Association has conveyed condolences to the family and the Newtown Football Club at the tragic passing of Kennedy Isles, who was shot and killed on Friday night. In a letter to Premier League clubs on Saturday, the SKNFA said the entire football family in St. Kitts Nevis is saddened by the news of the death of senior men's team and Newtown United player Kennedy K. Isles. The letter said, quote, "We take this opportunity to extend our condolences to the family of Kennedy and the members of the Newtown Football Club. Our prayers and our thoughts are with his family and the members of the Newtown United FC during this time." End quote. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
Why read the news when you can watch it? Introducing SKN Newsline, the Federation's only online TV news platform. SKN Newsline is an online TV news platform covering news in St. Kitts and Nevis. We provide a daily and accurate news on the big stories and stories of interest that other media outlets have ignored. You can watch SKN Newsline on our website, www.sknnewsline.com, or Facebook page at www.fb.com/SKN Newsline, and also subscribe to our SKN Newsline YouTube channel. SKN Newsline, your world, your news.
KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity Parish, St. Kitts. For all your t-shirt printing, banners and signs, promotional products, shipping, motivational speeches, computer classes, agro-processing, art and craft, and desktop publishing. Come to KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity, St. Kitts. Telephone 661-0118 or 765-7270. Email drkhrystus@kvklives.com or visit www.kvklives.com. KVK Enterprises. Now you can have SKN Newsline on the go. Introducing SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Search SKN Newsline in the Google Play Store. Download the app free and stay up to date with TV news in St. Kitts and Nevis in the palm of your hands. With this app, you can watch our news reports, watch our live news feed on SKN Newsline TV, engage with us and other app users in the chat room, look at our special features, send us news tips, and call us directly. It's news on the go. The SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Download it free today. SKNFA Premier League football is back. SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio present the Premier League Match of the Week. Live video stream and radio commentary on St. Kitts and Nevis's premier online media networks. Every Saturday at 8 p.m. Watch live football action at the Warner Park Football Stadium on the SK Newsline Facebook page, www.sknewsline.com, and at the Facebook page of the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association. You can also listen to live radio commentary at www.voiceofthecaribbean.net. It's the Premier League Match of the Week on SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio every Saturday at 8 p.m. Don't miss it. A recent national survey carried out by the Caribbean Development Research Services (CADRES) shows that 48% of Kittitians and Nevisians believe that Team Unity would win an election, while 25% thought the Labour NRP coalition would win and 24% were unsure. In a press release released by CADRES recently, the results of a national poll show that programs and policies implemented by the Timothy Harris-led Team Unity administration have resonated well with people of St. Kitts and Nevis. As it was revealed, a majority of Kittitians and Nevisians, 53%, believe the country was on the right track or heading in the right direction. On the issue of leadership, according to the poll, 53% of people prefer the leadership of Team Unity compared to 39% preferring the leadership of the Labour NRP. The movement regarding leadership within parties is also interesting, as in 2018 the non-Douglas options in the Labour NRP totaled 5%, while the non-Harris options in the Team Unity totaled 27%. The other observation from the poll shows that Harris leads at this time among the uncommitted voters, as 29% of those persons said they would prefer to be led by Harris, while 22% opted for the leadership of Douglas. Based on the polling, the opposition leader continues to trail PM Harris both in terms of committed and uncommitted voters. The press release from CADRES said that party support questions were again included in the 2019 polling, along with the matter of which party people in the Federation believed had the best chance of winning a majority of seats. In this regard, Team Unity continued to be the coalition that most persons believed would emerge victorious. The national survey for this poll was conducted in October of 2019, with the first being conducted July of 2018. Elections are constitutionally due in May of this year, according to officials. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
Political pollster Bill Johnson is predicting a win for the Labour Party in the upcoming 2020 general elections. Johnson was speaking during the 29th January Island Issues on Freedom FM in a live telephone interview also streamed live on Facebook. According to Johnson, the poll was conducted during the December 2019 period when the Team Unity administration would have had important positives in its favor. He cited the double salary to civil servants, the significant reduction in crime, as well as a general season of goodwill. However, Johnson said the results of his poll are showing that Labour will win the next general elections.
Yes, I would say overall, at this point, I'm projecting that Labour is ahead in 7 seats. They're having real challenges in 2 seats, and 2 seats are up for grabs.
Johnson also commented on his poll results that indicated that the perception of Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris is now a major issue for a high percentage of the electorate.
20% of the people, regardless of constituency that we polled in, indicated that they had concerns about how the Prime Minister just seems to be wanting to line his pockets and the pockets of his family, which is, this isn't an open-ended question. We didn't ask people, do you think the Prime Minister is da-da-da-da-da-da? We just said, what are some of the things that you like about the Prime Minister? What are some of the things that you dislike about the Prime Minister? And the fact that off the top of their head, 1 in 5 would say they really have issues with how he mainly cares about his family, himself and his family, and not the people in general. I've never had an issue like relating to corruption that was that high. And I've been polling in the Caribbean for 23 years. And I've never seen anything approach the intensity as that issue has.
Johnson also said that in terms of popularity, the leader of the Labour Party was well ahead of the leader of the Team Unity coalition. Glenn Barth for SKN Newsline. A new term in governance for St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party will bring bold, responsive and accountable leadership to the people, said Dr. Denzel Douglas, the political leader of Next Gen SKN Labour. Dr. Douglas, currently head of the parliamentary opposition in the National Assembly, was speaking at a reveal of Labour policies to be pursued should the party win the upcoming general elections, which are yet to be announced. The St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party, having lost the elections in February 2015, was reorganized with new candidates announced to contest the 2020 elections while rebranding the Labour Party as Next Gen SKN Labour. However, the move had met with some criticism that pointed to former Prime Minister Dr. Douglas as being a candidate that should have stepped down to allow a candidate of the next generation to lead the party into the upcoming elections. But at the event for the first time, Dr. Douglas described himself as a caretaker leader for the Next Gen SKN Labour.
And so one of the bold and big reveals that I want to make tonight is that you've seen the young lady and the other men as candidates here before you tonight. I declare that any one of them is capable of leading this great party into the future. That is the big, bold reveal that I make again tonight to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The man and the lady, they are ready to move forward. I am the caretaker. I am like the coach. For now, I am the team leader, of course. And as long as you want me to be that team leader, I shall be.
Dr. Denzel Douglas in campaign mode at the event of Next Gen SKN Labour. Glenn Barth for SKN Newsline. Following the World Health Organization declaration of a coronavirus global health emergency, health authorities have moved to tighten monitoring systems in St. Kitts and Nevis. In a 30th January national address, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws informed of steps taken to reduce the risk of the coronavirus entry into the Federation. Among these is the upgrade of protocols at the country's ports of entry.
The ministry has strengthened surveillance at all our ports of entry, particularly monitoring all international flights and regional flights from the hubs, including Antigua, St. Martin, and Puerto Rico. The health desk at the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw International Airport will be covered by sessional nurses and environmental health officers during this period. The health team is ready to identify, isolate, and manage suspected cases of this new infection. The Ministry of Health remains in close collaboration with the Caribbean Public Health Agency and our regional and international partners. The public will be updated on this new viral infection as often as may be required.
The World Health Organization evaluated the risks to the Caribbean as high as the outbreak rapidly spread throughout China and several international cases. Glenn Bart for SKN Newsline.
Despite the heavy loss to Canada, St. Kitts and Nevis women's national football team still has a chance to qualify for the semi-final round of the CONCACAF Women's Olympic qualifiers. Canada defeated the Sugar Girls 11-0 at the H-E-B Park in Texas, USA. Coach Janae Buklowski, in analyzing Wednesday's game, said the team improved as the match wore on, and she's proud of their efforts.
I am really proud of the players. Christine Sinclair and her team with Canada, they are extremely talented and organized team. It says something for our team from St. Kitts and Nevis for their first qualification game ever at this level to be playing the 8th ranked team in the country with Canada. It was an honor to be on the field. I think there were a lot of lessons that we learned. And as we started to get in deeper into the game, the players actually started to sort themselves out and become more aware of the situation. And we had moments as we went into the second half where we actually maintained possession. And we created a couple moments where we were able to get into the Canada back line. We generated 2 corners in the second half, which was a success compared to the first half. The first half, we really defended a lot. And even though they scored 11 goals on us, I think it's great to point out that our captain in goal, Kira Dickinson, made many more really phenomenal saves. And also Brittany Lawrence, who was playing the attacking center mid position, she was really good at putting pressure on them. That really helped to give our backs some time to recover. Tarvia Phillips, who played center back throughout the game yesterday, she just was spectacular, physical, throwing her body in front of the ball and defending. So I'm really proud of them. There were some great individual performances, and our job today is to recover and recalibrate as we prepare to take on Mexico on Saturday. We're not out of the qualifications. We still have a chance to go through. We just have to have 2 quality games against our next 2 opponents in Mexico and Jamaica.
Goal scorers for Canada were Christine Sinclair, who scored 2 goals and eclipsed the record of the most international goals in women and men's football of 185 goals, Adriana Leon, who scored 4 goals, Ashley Lawrence, who scored 2, and Jade Revere, Jessie Fleming, and Jordan Hutma, scoring 1 goal each. The Sugar Girls next play Mexico in the second match of the Group B encounter at 4:30 p.m. They then take on Jamaica on Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. The top 2 teams from each group move into the semi-final round of the competition. The 2 finalists in this competition will automatically qualify for the Olympics. St. Kitts and Nevis is in Group B with Mexico, Canada, and Jamaica, while Group A comprises the USA, Costa Rica, Haiti, and Panama. Our Person of the Year for 2019 is Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, Timothy Antoine. In our view, the ECCB under his leadership has taken some rather bold and forward-thinking moves in 2019. Governor Antoine took over the helm of the ECCB in 2016 after the long-serving Sir K. Dwight Venner. Since then, the ECCB recorded a profit for 3 consecutive years. The bank reported in June 2019 that it recorded a net profit of $32.7 million for the 2018-2019 financial year. That exceeded the previous year's profit by $21.9 million, or 204%. The bank's annual report and statement of accounts for the financial year ended 31st of March 2019, which was published on 28th of June, indicates that the profit was due mainly to an increase in interest income on foreign reserve assets. Governor Antoine said at the time, the new financial year 2019-2020 will see us forging ahead with ongoing and new initiatives under the strategic plan with a focus on continuing our modernization thrust. Speaking of the strategic plan, the governor listed the bank's strategic plan, which is implement the digital currency pilot project, enhance security and durability of EC notes through the issue of polymer notes, license a credit bureau operator for the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, deploy the ECCU public debt and market information web pages, support the development of a digital economy project for the ECCU in collaboration with the World Bank, and complete phases 1 and 2 of the greening of the ECCB campus project. The ECCB and the Barbados-based fintech company Bit Inc. signed a contract to conduct a blockchain-issued central bank digital currency CBDC pilot within the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. The watershed contract was signed on the 21st of February at the ECCB's headquarters in Basse-Terre. The governor pointed out the importance of this project in a bid by the ECCB to improve the efficiency of financial transactions across the currency union.
Here in the ECCU, we have to make sure time doesn't pass us by. We can no longer be patient when our economies and people demand transformation. I say the time to act is now. I issue a clarion call for partnership. We invite all of our banks, financial institutions, non-bank financial institutions to join us in this endeavor, to make their wallet services available so that we can test and learn from this experience. We also invite our telecommunication service providers and other technology companies to join in this effort as together we develop a digital ecosystem from which our region can reap huge digital dividends.
In addition to all that, the bank spearheaded a very ambitious project in its contribution to help conserve energy and play its role in contributing to mitigating the effects of climate change, with the commencement of the solar-powered farm construction on the ECCB carport. As 2019 closed, Governor Antoine and the ECCB accomplished 3 key goals: the launch of the first phase of digital currency pilot, the launch of polymer notes, and the completion of phase 1 of the campus greening program. It is not very often officials who are mandated to serve the public fulfill tasks that they have promised to do at the level of efficiency and alacrity as Governor Antoine. In a day and age when leadership in the Caribbean is often questioned, when good leadership is seen, it should be recognized. Governor Antoine continues to perform his duties well, embodying the objective of the ECCB, maintaining the stability of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union and the EC dollar. With the bank's strategic plan already in motion, we can only expect great things for 2020 and beyond under his leadership. That is why the SKN Newsline editorial department selects Governor Timothy Antoine as our Person of the Year. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.